spirit, roll with the soul, ride with the master, come join the fold. Never to worry, peace every day, love and compassion moving your way. Hey, sometimes you gotta try to find a better way, and know that God will make a way. Sometimes you wanna run and hide yourself away, but remember, God will make a way. Walk in the spirit, roll with the soul, ride with the master, come join the fold. Never to worry.
Hey y'all, it's Empress Felice back on. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're dealing with the holidays in whatever situation you're in. I hope you're feeling happy. I'm hoping you able to find a way to have some type of good feeling thought, especially for those who are going through a lot right now, because the holiday season is so filled with so much of shit. So I was inspired to jump on today. Before I get started, this is a nice little drink. I got it off of blackdoctors.org. And it is cranberry juice with strawberry, with cucumber, with lemon. And you drink about 8 ounces, typically before you go to sleep. And it assists with, getting that belly down. So y'all might want to be mindful of that after the holidays. Don't put yourself through no stress during the holidays worrying about watching your weight and shit. You're setting yourself up for more frustration on top of dealing with the people who you don't even really want to be around, and you gotta be around on the holidays. But this is good for people with diabetes, because I'm always mindful of that for my own good. I take about, what I do is I cut it with water, and I don't do a whole cup of cranberry juice. It's just too high in sucrose, fructose. So what I do is I cut it with a little water, and I might even add a little like ginger lime juice mix. If you have access to that, you just pour it in, and because that ginger just gives it that extra kick. But you can feel it working in your body. At a minimum, it's very refreshing year round. So here, and then also in Jamaica during the holiday season, people drink a lot of sorrel. I know a lot of you out there know what it is. And for people with diabetes, you want to make sure that you drink barely a half a cup and cut it with something, because it's so sweet. It's very delicious and it's good for you. But there's a way to enjoy the holidays when you have to be mindful of your blood sugar balance. And that's my little gift. Don't quote me on it. Always talk to your provider. But hey, if I can help, I will. So let me take a cheers to y'all and the beauty of who you were created to be, regardless of the BS that some of y'all getting prepared to deal with, that I'm gonna help you manage. Because that's what I do. I like it. It's fun. It gives me a good feeling to know that I'm helping people. So, cheers to y'all during the holiday season. And fire upon a daggone yard, man. 1 second. Yeah. So anyway, y'all, I was having a conversation with somebody last night, and we got on the topic of Christmas songs, because I heard Merry Christmas, baby, sure to treat you right. I don't know the rights to that song, but anyway, I heard that in the store the other day, and it took me straight back to where I lived coming up as a child. So I was on the phone with somebody, and we were talking about it, and we began talking about our favorite Christmas songs, and like the songs that touch our heart, like Charlie Brown Christmas time is here. I don't own the rights to that either. But so the conversation was really nice, reminiscing and things like that. And then turned into, let's have a contest. Let's name the Christmas songs that make us cry the worst, cry the most, cry the hardest, make us feel fucked up during the holidays. I say, whoa, let's stop this right now. Let's talk about the Christmas songs that make us feel happy. But the thing that came up through that conversation, and the conversation subsequently lasted for a very short period of time after I asserted myself in being joyous and not dwelling on negativity. Because that's that individual's comfort zone and they have to deal with their own path, blah, blah, blah. And, I kind of tried to redirect the conversation, and the individual was resistant, and, I could feel the irritability around that. But I also understand why and where that comes from. And I believe a lot of people go through that kind of stuff, especially during the holiday season, because there's so much underlying stress, and hopefully I can help you cope with that. So first off, always remember that you are who you are. There's nothing wrong with you. And oftentimes during the holidays, we have to go to functions, and it's inevitable. And a lot of times we want to go, and we go with the expectation that it's going to be positive, it's going to be uplifting, it's going to be fun and loving. But a lot of us go to functions and we know that conversation from 1968 or from 1982 or from 2022 or from something that happened and it was awful and you never got over it, or the person who keep bringing it up never get over it, and they find the holiday season as the ideal opportunity to engage in bringing up some fucked up shit and fucked up emotions. And there's no other way I can express it, because the damage that's done by that behavior is so egregious to who created us and why we were created. If you want to celebrate a holiday based on the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and get together and fight and have disagreements, old ass grudges and shit that don't serve nobody in the family, that is an insult to your creator. But the piece is, you don't have to get hooked in that. I can't tell you how many times I've witnessed people go to family events during the holidays from all walks, myself, cousins, friends, people who I didn't know, who I wound up visiting by their house because I was with somebody that knew them. There's a dynamic that's apparent in almost every situation that is not conducive to a loving vibration. It's conducive to mess and bullshit and negativity, shielded by the illusion of we celebrating a holiday. See, for me, I grew up in a large family, and for Christmas we got together, everybody got gifts, it was wonderful. We had a wonderful time. It was Camelot. And then as we got older and people started dying off, which is the inevitable cycle of life, things are gonna change. They may change gradually, they may change suddenly, and we change with it, whether we want to or not, because that's just the flow of time. And when these things happen and things change, tradition changes for some people, how they feel about the imminent holiday season, can change due to, the lack of the energy of somebody who made it wonderful, and we human. Don't ever think when I'm talking to you, because I'm talking to you, I'm talking to each one of you individually, I'm not saying ever to reject your feelings. You got to feel what you need to feel to move the energy to get through it. So for you who have to feel sadness and grief, roll with it. Don't stay stuck in it. You know, a wise man told me you can go around the whirlpool. You can even stick your toe in it, but don't let it suck you down. So don't let those negative feelings suck you down. And be gentle with yourself. So try. When you have to go to events where you may not feel so good, or where people may, you got to be around some people that is very difficult for you to be around. When people try to make you the holiday scapegoat, because as long as you show up, they know they're going to have a butt of the joke, or they're going to have a criticism for you, or they're going to bring up some old shit that is totally irrelevant to your current state. One of the best techniques I use is the Mitchell ignore. And that's what I coined it because I learned it from my family. I learned, and it is a good defense mechanism. It's not something you want to just do randomly because it's very hurtful. But when people come at you in a messed up way, you have the right to allow it to affect you or to ignore it. Or if you feel comfortable enough, say something nice. Say something nice. Believe me, I get jabs. I thought at this point in my life, the jabs would stop. The old shit from when I was a kid. Like I'll give you an example. Okay, so if you notice, I have like marks, scars on my body because I have been thriving with type 1 diabetes since the age of 11. And as a result, sometimes healing can be compromised. They leave scars. So all my life, people have tried to find ways to make me feel less than because I have scars, and they'll say like, one time I was in a store, Marshall's, that store. And the lady who was checking me out looked at my wrist. I had a mosquito bite and it left a mark. She's like, "Ooh, what happened to you?" And I learned how to manage it. For me, I looked at her and I understood why. Thank God it's a mark on my arm. But look at your face, bitch. Look at you. God made me perfect in this image. And every mark on my body I refer to as a battle scar because there's a story behind each one. And I can tell you what each one is. And each scar on my body is a victory. It's a victory for me because it shows me that no matter what I go through, I'm going to thrive and I'm going to make it. So that's my coping mechanism. People, during the holidays, you got to go by people's house. One time, man, look, I was Cinderella for many years. Cook, people come over, eat, leave. I'm stuck cleaning. Except for maybe one or two people who might have stayed behind and helped me. And typically these people were like not in the best of shape in terms of their wellness. But at least they gave a damn enough to say, okay, let me help you. But the killer is, and y'all know this in New Orleans, people come to your house and they won't talk about, somebody told me, why you don't have oysters in your gumbo? Motherfucker, did you give me a dime to make this expensive ass meal? You know how much it costs to make gumbo, one pot of good quality gumbo, not no umbo that you join together because it's just you in the house and you know that, you could eat it. No, you ain't coming to my house. You're not getting weenies in your gumbo. And I've tasted people who put weenies in their gumbo. And it was good. But for most of us, you put weenies in your gumbo, that's blasphemous. But now in the times we live in, shit's so high, you gotta make it work how you make it work. But I know my people down in New Orleans and the South, that area, we can make grass taste good. But the point is, I invited you to my house. I didn't ask you to give me no money to buy jack shit. And you gonna ask me why I ain't have no oysters in my gumbo. And you ain't come here with nothing but a big fucking empty stomach. And you going like a bumblebee from this house to the next. You go so far and you're taking plates. And the point, and you taking so much food, you can't eat it all and it go to waste. All these people money. You want the oyster dressing. You want oysters in your gumbo. You know,
Why this sweet potato pie didn't have no pecans in it?
you know, that's the kind of shit you gotta put up during the holidays. I know in New Orleans it's like that. People go from house to house to house. They have buku containers in their car. Y'all know I'm speaking like a straight New Orleanian. They got buku containers. They come to your house, they want to drink all your drink. And they want to eat all your food. And then see you later. Y'all ain't even asking when you need some help. Then now, it's to the point in New Orleans, well, everywhere. People come over for a holiday. They come over for an event. And it's like this the whole time. You eat. You couldn't even tell the next person. You couldn't even tell what your mama had on. Because you looking at the phone after your ass then came and ate, and then you going to the next person and leaving. You know. So all that's on, but that's on the person who inviting you over to eat. Cause see, some of us will call a person out. Because you got to. And if they get mad, let me tell you something what people do. And y'all know this. People will try to control you. They will use whatever it can to control you. I know people who use food to control other people. I could do it if I wanted to. If I made some gumbo and I say, y'all, guess what? I made gumbo. I could have been dying of COVID the week before and ain't have nobody check on me. Sorry, y'all. And but let me tell them I made. Let them find out. I don't even have to tell them. Let them get wind that I made some gumbo or we boiled some seafood or something. Their ass gonna be over in a heartbeat.
Oh, hey, how you doing, girl? How you doing?
Mm-hmm. But it's up to us to set boundaries with people. We have to learn and not be afraid. Okay, so this is what happened. People try to control you. They use whatever it is. It could be money. It could be pity. You know, because I see people all the time get caught in serious situations because they're trying to help out a family member. Or they need help. They need help for the 100,000th time. They need help to the point where you managing and taking care of all of their bills and shit. They living off of you indirectly, and they use that guilt. Well, you only have one. I'm your only one, and your mom and your dad. And they said that, and I need, like a broken record. And I see a lot of people frustrated as hell, can't even live their own life.
Well, I gotta help, I gotta get some money together. I gotta get some money together. Let me see if I got something in this brown I could help out little Jimmy. Cause he need a little bond money, you know. And they can't get rice. They ain't gonna have no rice to go with their gumbo. So I'ma help them.
Is that really help? Because what it looks like to me is you overextending yourself to somebody that don't want to do what they need for themselves. And it takes somebody like me on the outside to tell the hard stories. So what I was circle back around to what I was saying about how people move, how they manipulate, how they try and control you with situations. They say they will treat you a certain way. If you're doing what they want you to do and you're behaving in the way they want you to behave, you're the best motherfucker in the world. Oh, she always there for me. She always there for me. And I had to learn this because people I'm a giver, always was, from my profession to the way I live my life. I'm giving right now. It make me feel good. It don't take nothing away from me to give to others when I want to, when I feel like it, and when I feel like I'm not being manipulated to. This is between me and God. That's why me and God come to you. But humans like to manipulate people. So what happens when you realize that the veil is taken off of your eyes and you see your life for what it is and who you really are, and the fact that we here for a nanosecond, when you look at the span of time, you realize ain't nothing wrong with being selfish about you loving you. So people ain't gonna like that. I went through it. When I changed and stopped being the everything girl, which I was the everything fool, because people were using me. They were laughing at me and making fun and shit behind my back. Oh yeah, we gonna call Fifi gonna do it. But for whatever reason, I had to go through that, and it made me a better person. But what eventually happened when I just tried to change one thing or something about myself that people used to control me, it started feeling like, they want to fight you and they want to make you wrong. They say how you live in your life is wrong. They try to make you second guess yourself. They try to make you say your decisions have no merit. They try to make you feel like you can't do what God put you here to do and what you agreed with God to do. That's about control. That's about manipulation. That's about people really afraid to stop and look at their own life. Because if people didn't have a need to manipulate you, if they had the ability to stop and look at their own life and their own existence, they wouldn't give a damn about trying to control you. But it's a fear around that. A lot of people will live their whole life fearing who they really are because they don't know how to accept it. You know, they don't know how to accept the love and the goodness that we were all created to be. So they go around projecting shit. They got people wait 364 days for that one day, Christmas, or whatever holiday it might be, or whatever event. It even could be a funeral. Trust me, I've seen it. To control other people. During my career, I have witnessed some of the most egregious behavior when somebody is crossing back over and re-emerging into the non-physical. I have witnessed horrible stuff behind greed, behind the illusion of power and control. Because you know this person is croaking because they're not dying, they're getting ready to go, and the vultures come in like nobody's business. And then it's like a fight. It's like a vicious fight you see on like Wild Kingdom to try and reap material gains. Sorry, ooh, Lord, I'm stretching my legs. But anyway, yeah. So when people want to manipulate you, first they're going to cut you off. I've been cut off before. They're going to get mad that they can't call you up and say, listen, I need you to do this. Listen, I need this amount of money. So they get pissed off, they cut you off, and then they won't get into it with you. They're going to pick a fight, and they're going to show you how wrong you are. You wrong. You know you wrong.
Your ass know you wrong because you know I needed that. You know you wrong for that. Because back in 1984, I bought you some groceries and you was in a bind. Now I'm in a bind.
But your ass in a bind every other week. And then I see people, they like make the resolve. I'm resolving that I'm not going to enable this person anymore. Because it's enabling them. And it's making you feel bad. So it's a lose-lose situation. And that's not how God set it up. He didn't want it to be like that. If God give you the desire to want something, he going to give you the ability to get it. The question is, are you going to do what it requires to get it? And sometimes it ain't easy. Believe me, I know. But it's worth it. When I tell you it's worth it. And I have cried many tears in my life. And I've dealt with a lot of grief. I've dealt with it all. Like many of you have. I don't know too many people who have never had to deal with some type of negative situation in their upbringing. And, you know, when I think of the walk that Jesus took and how he modeled, I reference him all the time. Because day in and day out, I go through stuff that he has gone through. And I really appreciate that walk because it showed you how man functions in the human realm and here on earth for whatever reason we chose to be here, for whatever time we chose to be here. So, you know, that encourages me, you know, when I go through stuff with people, and sometimes it's ugly and it never stops. I don't care how old you get. People do ugly shit. They throw sideways jabs at you. They do all kind of shit that they think you ain't gonna pick up. But if you stop and look at the scenario, everything is crystal clear. I'm such a master of that right now. You know, when I see people do that and when I experience it, I just say to myself, okay. Because I'm not going to take the time away from what I work so hard for to experience and enjoy. I'm not going to take no time off this blissful gift that God gave me to stop and look at this fucked up motherfucker who doing shit that they think I can't pick up. They doing shit that's so slimy and grimy and sideways, but they think you're stupid because you don't say anything. But you know. Because why stop and worry about that miserable motherfucker? Think about it. It take a miserable ass person to do that kind of thing to another human being. And then people are in different circumstances. Especially what I found is that a lot of times when people, when they think, they have the illusion that you're vulnerable. And so that's when they try and go in for the kill. And that's when I just had my armor of God on, and you know what else? I just reflected right back. Because there's no reason for anyone to have to endure other people bullshit and be distracted from the path that God put you on. It's like driving to the place you want to be, and imagine that you could get in a car and drive your favorite, most desired vehicle that you ever wanted, and the drive is only like a mile. You can make it as long as you want, but when you finish that drive, you in the most blissful place. But you're not going to stop during that drive and pull over on the side of the road and say, oh, you know what? That flower didn't bloom yet. Or you know what? They could have done a better job cutting this grass on neutral ground. That's what we say in New Orleans, a neutral ground. You know, it's a distraction. It's just a distraction. It's a low energetic distraction that people have to try and make you upset about stupid shit they doing, and they could do whatever they want, but it ain't on them. It's on you. It's on me. It's on the willingness to allow that to permeate my existence, which is stupid. When you work so long and hard to live your best life and to be the best you who you are for yourself, that other shit don't matter. When you going by people's house for Christmas, you know the minute you walk in the door, somebody gonna say some shit. You know, have a good comeback. If you gotta practice a response you gonna have around somebody during the holiday, like, oh, I'm gonna go by so-and-so house.
And I know they're gonna say, yeah, look at her skinny legs. And I'm gonna say, well, at least I got bigger titties than yours.
You know, stupid shit. That's what they do. Oh, here she come. Or here he come.
Here he come, that old broke leg nigga. What he want over here? You know, that's why he can't get a new car now.
And then you got the show-offs who come every year with a new car, furs, faking like a motherfucker. Oh, look what I have. And then you go to the house, see? Get a hidden camera in that mofo and see what really be going on. I'm just keeping it real, y'all, for the holidays. I can't help but, But anyway, some people just, the you that they remember, the you that they have created in their own mind is the version that they always want you to show up as. A lot of people go through this who have had like weight loss, or different situations where they've made themselves over to be their best self to themselves, and then they go to a party or a family event and everybody's like, oh Lord, what happened to this person?
Well, she used to be about 400 pounds, but now I'm thinking she on that medication that's making everybody look like a scarecrow.
Instead of saying, you look nice. I'm glad you're doing what make you feel good. It's just for real. They are, I guess there really is an existence of a Grinch, because they got Christmas Grinches ready to battle on Christmas Day. So how do you deal with them? Your weapon is knowing that you can't get from another human being what you can only get from your creator. So with that knowing, you can lower down them expectations of expecting people to act nice, to act right, And oftentimes the negative behaviors that we deal with and people deal with during the holidays is stemming from something deeper. Look at when people act jacked up with you on the holidays. What is their life like? Stop for a minute. 9 times out of 10, when you stop and you consider this person and you consider their life, it make you really, really, and I'm not saying pity is a good emotion, but that's the only way you could feel towards somebody like that. And be aware of those people who tell you, and I'm all about prayer. Believe me. And I know my divinity. But when people tell me, I got somebody tell me all the time,
I pray for you every day. I'ma pray for you.
Well, why you gotta pray for me and make it sound like that? Because it make me feel like something wrong with me. And fortunately, when I look at people in my life who have made me understand this, what I'm sharing with you, it's deep. I've had someone tell me that they have purchased a grave for me like years ago.
Yeah, I even got a grave for you in case you die.
Well, I think that might have been that person's expression of love, but it's the most fucked up expression of love you could give a person. I'm supposed to be good. I'm supposed to feel good because you paid money for a crib for me to die. What you planning on, offing me, motherfucker? You planning on killing me? So now, your Methuselah ass, I'm going to ask you what the lottery numbers are. Because if you know that I'm going to die before you, then what else you know that you ain't telling me? I want to know all of the deep secrets of life. I want to know the purpose and meaning of life, because you have that much power. And every time you call me to tell me you pray for me, you pray for me every day, what kind of prayers you giving me? That's negativity. And I'm supposed to appreciate that? That's how fucked up people thinking can be, and they try and push it on you. But see, okay, so I don't accept that anymore, because I used to be like, oh, that's so thoughtful. This person loved me. They bought me a grade. What the fuck?
I pray for you.
And the way they say they pray for me, if I didn't know better, I would swear,
I curse you. I curse you to die.
it's the same energy. So be leery of people. So when I got this individual straight, because it took me, and I guess that's one reason why I really like sharing and talking on YouTube, because it took me so long, most of my life, and I did work on myself to find out who I really was, and I was fearless about that, because it's important to me now more than ever. And when I stopped and took a look at my life, I realized that I had a life full of fucked up projections under the guise of people caring for me. I was the instrument that a lot of people use to process their grief around a sibling that I lost when I was a month old. And the reason I'm sharing this is because they got other people out there that went through this kind of shit. And most of us don't want to talk about it because you don't want to make the family, which my family is amazing, wonderful, because we all human, we all have our flaws. But the piece was, it made me understand why my life was the way it was and why I had feelings around, so many feelings around things, you know, and preoccupations around death and grief and sadness and depression. And when I did my work on myself, I found out why. And I realized that there was nothing wrong with me. I was in an environment where people didn't know how to process their grief. And I was an innocent child who didn't know anything. And so they projected all of that on me. And it caused aspects of my life to be very difficult, almost unbearable. And there's no risk with me sharing this with anybody, because there are people who are out there who need to hear it, who need to know you have the courage. Have the courage. Like my dad used to say, fais de courage. To know and want to know and love who you were created to be. I had always thought something was wrong with me. Beyond being diagnosed by man with type 1 diabetes. I always thought something was wrong with me, because I was being emotionally pulled in so many different directions and having so many projections put upon me and raised to believe some things. And like I said, I had a great life. I have no complaints. It's just the reality of this environment I was in when I was born, and the toll it took on me as a human. And a lot of us who have dealt with things in our childhood, most of us, we never address them, because they become embedded into our lifestyle. They become a part of who we are. It's almost normal. Like for me, it's normal to feel fucked up. It's hard to this day for me to not get in a situation where I'm feeling fucked up about something or worrying about something, because that became a part of my life. So I work on myself every day. Am I happy? Yes. Do I love life? Yes. Am I a work in progress? Until I croak. That's just the evolution of life. So all these little things, all these little, like a pearl being, the seed of a pearl being irritated by sand, you got to go through that to become the pearl that you are. So those irritating factors, those irritating people, those hurtful events, those traumatic events, those things that make us want to say, F you, Felice, I don't even care what you got to talk about. The things that make you want to say, forget you, God. Because people get to that point too. You hurt me too much. Why did you do this to me? Why is my life this way? It's just irritating grains to polish us to become the pearl, the gift that we really are to ourselves and the world. See, we never know how other people, we never know how we affect other people that we may never even have a conversation with. You never know who's watching your moves and what you do and how you do. You know, how you're you, how you inspire people, how you show people just by your existence that life is worth living and that it get rough sometimes, but it doesn't have to always be rough. You know, I can't imagine my life always being high and happy and blissful, and because sometimes we need that balance. We need a little bit of contrast because it makes us appreciate the goodness of our lives and how we live in it, you know? So a lot of times people will criticize how we manage our lives in certain scenarios, you know? Different people deal with different situations in different ways. Say, you know, you just lost somebody you love. Some people cry, some people isolate, and some people say, okay, I accept it. I accept it. You know, there's no wrong way to be who you were created to be. But sometimes other people become uncomfortable. Oftentimes, say for example, okay, Christmas is coming. Every day is Christmas to me because I made it through another day. When I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at the age of 11, me, my mother, and the doctor was standing in the hallway, and the doctor was like, he told my mom he had just come out of the lab. He said, ma'am, I think your daughter has diabetes. And my parents had just lost my brother 10 years before. And I could see the look on my mother's face and the doctor's face. And I said, you mean to tell me that when I get married, I can't eat my wedding cake? And then everybody burst into laughter. That's just what came up for me. But yeah, so when I was diagnosed with diabetes, with type 1 diabetes, it was rough for my parents to deal with. And I was diagnosed a week before Easter at 11 years old. But, you know, so one of the biggest gifts I can give you to deal with the holidays, some more wisdom, is do not participate in your usual family dynamic holiday bullshit. It's up to you, because we can only participate in what we allow ourselves to participate in. You know, and maybe you might feel like, well, I won't be at the house, but I know so-and-so is going to be there, and they're going to say some shit that's going to piss me off. Well, I can't just leave. Well, dig in deep and ignore their ass. Enjoy the food, you know, or let it do what it's going to do. Long as y'all not shooting each other and shit, because that's ridiculous. We celebrating the birth of Jesus, and they busting caps in each other's ass. That just don't make no sense. And getting towed down and fighting, you know. And like I always said about the gift piece, the best gift you could give is the gift of being who you really are. If people love you, they're going to accept that. Just because Christmas comes, it comes and goes. If you look at how 24 hours pass by, and you out there busting your ass, buying gifts and putting yourself in a debt in a poor economy, nobody got it going on financially no more, truth be told. Even those people who have the illusion of being rich, they're doing a balancing act. So times are hard. So, some people, if you want to put yourself in that situation, maybe that's the route that you agreed to do with your creator and then go into debt. And, maybe you want to come to earth to experience what it's like to be in debt and stressed out and maybe have a heart attack and croak, because that's the logic behind that kind of thing. Like I said, I always say croak because we never die. But the reality is the materialistic point of the holidays is there's not a lot of credence to it. And sometimes there are those who are materialistic during the holidays. And they want to flaunt how well they're doing around those who they know are struggling and who they would never even consider helping in a legitimate case where it's a person who's not trying to make a living off of you being on your back financially. Because shit happens to everybody. Everybody got something they're dealing with. You'll lie if you think you don't, or get ready because you're about to be. That is one of the cyclical effects of the dynamic life experience. Shit gonna happen. It's not gonna be static. Stuff gonna happen. But if you're in a situation, say for example, if I'm going in the water and I can't swim, I'm not gonna go in the deep. I'm gonna keep my ass where I know I'm gonna be safe. But if I go in the water and I'm getting on a floaty and I'm floating all the way out to where I can't feel my feet, lo and behold, I'm in 10, 20 feet of water and I can't get back, it's on me. Christmas is one day. And in New Orleans, y'all know, you got Christmas, you got New Year's, you got Super Bowl season, and Lord have mercy, Mardi Gras, and the second lines. That's just the big shit that's going on in New Orleans during these holidays. The holidays in New Orleans, if you have never experienced the holiday season in New Orleans, you need to try it out. They got the Sugar Bowl on New Orleans is a bomb ass place to be during the holidays, bar none. I say in the U.S., you want to be in New Orleans for the holidays. It's just so many wonderful things you can do, and a lot of them you don't even have to pay the experience because we know how to have a good time in our yards, barbecuing, doing whatever else, partying. We masters of that from young. And that's what I want people to understand too. Holidays and everything, there's no absolute for anything. For some people, the holidays are great. For some people, the holidays are not so great. For some people, the holidays are so fucking stressful. See, it made me cough. That's how stressful it is. Y'all, I swear this has no alcohol in it. Thank God I didn't put no rum in here. I would have been off the chain. But anyway, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to mention about the holidays. And for for people who are having a rough time this holiday season, because I can remember my holiday season, my first Christmas after my mother passed away, and it was what it was. Be gentle with yourselves. And guess what? There are many times when I cried and woke up with a wet pillowcase from crying. There are many times when I felt like, God damn, this is too much for me. Lord, make a way. There are many times, because I talk to my Creator. We have had many deep conversations, especially because, like I say, I'm alone most of the time. And the Creator listens, and the Creator always answers. And right when you think that you can't take it another second, a breakthrough comes. It could be as simple as the sun shining. It could be as simple as, I can't tell you how many times I got a phone call from someone who I never even expected to hear from, saying something that was so on point for where I was emotionally. Pay attention to the signs. You're not alone. And this is for those, because I know what it's like for a lot of people during the holidays, the people who dread the holidays. Can you find one thing that you might be able to do that might make you feel just a little better? Can you think of something that you could do to take your mind off of it? It's so hard because during the holiday seasons, we're bombarded with all kind of propaganda and bullshit about it. You know, there is a way, you know. There's a way, you know, you can what you need to do to make it that's not gonna hurt you or anybody else. That's why you're watching this. Like I said, when I do my videos, I'm talking to somebody out there who needed to hear this. This is why I do it. Because right now I could feel the energetic exchange. I can feel it. And what's important for you to know is there ain't nothing wrong with you. No matter what people say, no matter how they try and control you and make you feel, and if you're making positive changes in your life that stops their bullshit from affecting you, cheers to that. That's called growth. That's called loving God back for making you the love that's a part of Him. Not Him, but a part of, you know these words that humans use, they don't even encompass how we really feel. But you know what I'm saying. We all a part of God. We all one. If you're not good, I'm not good. Because I want to be good, and if you're not good, I'm not good. So you got to be good. And so in order to be good, I got to help you to be good. That's how it goes. So just remember this holiday season that you don't have to participate like we used to say in the reindeer games. You ain't got to participate in their reindeer games. That's what they used to. The same old shit. But you don't have to be a part of it. And maybe they'll learn from you, you know. But the biggest gift is to remember that you can't find in another human being what God has for you. You can't find that because humans are incapable of that. That's a flaw being human. As much as I love and care about each of you all, whether I know you or not, I have that ability, mind you, and you do too. But once, as much as I love and care for you, I can't be God. I believe I work for Him. I work for the good Lord. But you know where to find what you need to be. And it's like I always say, I'm a reminder. I'm going to remind you of that. So don't get caught up in other people's bullshit. And when people come to your house, think about that. It's high time you confronted those relatives who come and eat and run after you done slaved and worked days. You done been home. You done been cooking melatonin and peppers, stuffing them with expensive shit. You're cooking and stuffing and you freeze them ahead of time because you know you got to make the turkey. You got to have that ham with the crispy skin. You got to have gumbo. Some people do a duck. I love a good holiday duck. Then you got to do all the macaroni and cheese, peas, potato salad. Some people do oyster patties. Some people do their own special family recipe for shit. Some people do a nice crab meat dressing. We do a nice crab meat stuffed melatonin. And then I used to do my peppers with the shrimp and ground meat peppers. You know what I'm saying? All of that. And they got all kind of other stuff that people bring. Homemade stuff, pound cake, cookies, things that you can, But when people coming over and they're coming over empty-handed, you bring a roll of paper towels and some forks and spoons. When the host has paid close to $1,000 because they want to make quality food and the price of living is so high, the least you can do is help clean up after your ass and ate like a dog. And then don't go to the house. You know what killed me? People come to your house and they want your best cuts of meat. People who ain't been in your house in ages, they never contributed, they won't come, you want the turkey drumstick. Man, watch out before I stab you with this damn butter knife. Let's do something this holiday season that's gonna be pleasing and provide a warm feeling of love to the people around you. Don't argue. Make up. And if you can't make up, don't fuck with them. Trust me. Believe me. And if they reject you, I've been rejected. When you want to try and reach out to somebody that you love and you care about, and they reject you, let them deal with their process. Feel good that you made the effort. I do. I did. I do. Because it ain't about you, it's about them. Stop making other people shit about you when it's about them. And when they can't manage your evolution, or when they can't control you like they want to, or get a certain response, I believe it became a game for some people to do and behave a certain way towards me because they knew that I was gonna go off on their ass. And now that I deal with things peacefully, and trust me, I'm not a Tasmanian she-devil, but I do defend myself. And when I feel like I've been wronged, I confront it. But now I don't stop and waste my time and energy on that because my life is so good. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to every day of my existence. I'm looking forward to living a long, upbeat, positive life till I croak. I'm looking forward to continuing to defy the odds of my existence. Because that is the best way I can show appreciation for who my Creator made me to be. That's my best gift. Every day is Christmas. Every day I wake up. Every day I feel good. Every day I feel like I'm helping other people. Every day when I show my Creator how much I appreciate this incarnation and what it brings to me. That's my Christmas. So what if I ain't cooking a big ass meal? So what if I ain't going overeat and gorge myself with food at a buffet? I get everything I want every day. And when I am and soon will be around those people who I've spent most of my life with, you know, for gatherings and events, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going with an open heart. And I just know from my own personal experience, sometimes people may try and do things to make you feel uncomfortable, or they're not satisfied unless they think they upset you. But like I said, that's their shit. Don't take on their shit. That's like saying, ooh, that person just took a dump. That person just took a dump. Let me wipe their shit all on me. Ooh, you got their shit all on you. You don't want their shit all on you. You good. You better than you realize you are. You better than you realize you are. So, remember, humans can't give you what your creator can. So know that. And that knowing, when you got a Grinch-ass person who look like a cross between a Grinch and Eveline, telling you about how you need to watch what you eating because you got diabetes, and you looking at that person saying, well, if your ass don't have diabetes, you gonna get it soon. Why you worrying about what's in my plate, you pre-hypertensive motherfucker? You know, you ignore them and keep it moving. And the other piece is, this is a weird, freaky thing, but it's true. Some people will lash out at you because they don't even know how to cope with the misery that they deal with in their day-to-day life. And like I said, energy is dynamic and it needs to move. Good energy needs to move. Negative energy needs to move. And sometimes people don't know how to process that. So the energy comes out in a convoluted way. And they project it at you because they feel, this is the deep part, they feel safe about you. They know that your love is so strong for them that they can move that energy and you can deal with it. Is it right? No. It's an ineffective survival mechanism that a lot of people have when they don't know how to manage their energy. So they might lash at you. Trust me, I get it all the time. But I ignore it. I deflect it because they can't penetrate this. I have an impenetrable wall given to me to protect me, and that gives me the ability to not allow myself to respond to bullshit. We all have them. I'm just reminding you that you got it on. Sometimes you got to equip yourself with it before you leave. Because a lot of people like to trigger you, especially if you're peaceful, especially if they see you joyful and they're not. And unfortunately, when people see, especially if you're a strong, stable individual, they will project all kind of shit on you. But you don't have to wear that shit. Put your invisible shield on that God gave you, and let his light shine off of you. And they're going to be forced to deal with it. They're going to be forced to deal with it anyway, but you don't have to make it yours. You don't have to make it yours. So don't feel bad about these people because they're incapable of giving you the degree of love that God can give you. As much as I want to, I can't because I'm human. But I still got that part of God in me that gives me the ability to radiate love and vibes to whoever needs to feel it. So I think I gave y'all enough today because lately my video's been kind of short and somebody was like, but if I don't talk to you all before Christmas, which I highly doubt it, but we'll see, you know, y'all continue to have a great holiday season. Leave me some comments. Let me know what y'all want me to talk about. Let me know if y'all want me to do a live. If I get enough requests, shoot, we could do a live on, you know, whenever. And we can talk about some things. Because that's what I do. So yes, this Empress Felice, I'm one of the wise women who were not mentioned when they talk about the nativity scene. But y'all know we were there because you wouldn't have a wise man without wise women in the house. So y'all take it easy. And remember to like, share, and subscribe at Empress Felice on YouTube. Big ups to ya. Respect. Mwah. Talk to y'all soon. Later.